We're back on Patriot League All Access, chatting with all the head women's basketball coaches in the Patriot League. On with us now from Lehigh University, Sue Troyan. Coach, thank you very much for taking the time. First question, obviously a little bit of an up and down non-league slate for you so far, but got back to around the 500 mark, started slow, got some big victories in December, and just kind of give me a sense of where your program is, where your team is right now as you get set for Patriot League play.
We're improving, which is one of the keys for us. Relatively speaking, we're probably a little bit more of an inexperienced team, graduating 3 4-year starters last year, and then with the absence of Emily Gratch early in the season for us to a hand injury. So we only had one player with significant playing time that had come back during our first 8 games. I think that showed on the floor, and we got Emily back and got kids experience and game experience and playing time. I think they've gotten more comfortable with our system, with their responsibilities, with playing, and their confidence is growing, and their experience, honestly, is growing too. So I think, the first half of non-conference play to the second half of non-conference play, 2 very different teams, and I like the team that's evolving right now. I think one of the strong points about this group of kids is they've got a pretty high ceiling to get a lot better too. So we're just starting to play with some confidence and starting to play the way we're capable of playing. I think we can get a lot better as well.
I don't think a lot of people were surprised at the way things just kind of seemed to turn a corner a little bit for your club there when Emily Gratch returned to the lineup. Were you at all surprised with suddenly it seemed as though things started to come back together a bit when she got back into the lineup and got healthy?
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, her getting healthy, she'd broken her hand 3 days before we opened up, and, so somebody who was kind of a focal point of what we were doing was immediately taking out of it, and I think that was a part of it, too, was adjusting pretty quickly. We had to adjust with not having her around, so, when she came back, it obviously gave our kids a lot more confidence in what we were doing and how we were doing it, and just to have a seasoned veteran, somebody who's been there, is comfortable being kind of a go-to player in the post too, and just gave everybody a high level of confidence. So, it was amazing to see Emily makes a pass and gives kids a shot, and the shot goes in versus, may not go in getting the pass from somebody else. But she just has that effect on our team, and we were certainly excited to get her back into the lineup.
What are some of the most important facets of your team's play that you think that your team needs to perform well now at this point of the season as you get started with league play? What are some of the biggest things that your team needs to focus on and needs to do well in order to be successful during the opening stages of league play, which starts Saturday?
I think the things that recently why we've been successful, is been consistently in our defensive effort. I think that's got to continue to remain consistent. We play strong fundamental defense. We usually keep ourselves in a game. So our defensive effort's going to be important. Our rebounding effort's going to be really, really important. That's also been something that's been pretty consistent for us. And our offense has been very inconsistent, but we've managed to get to the foul line to stay in games. So I think, that continuing to be aggressive and getting to the foul line has been a big key for us. And then we've just got to find more consistency on the offensive end. And, there are times we look real strong, and there are times we don't look real strong, and we just got to get a little more balance there and a little more consistency, from on the offensive end.
Every coach says that, programs go in cycles, and I guess you could say that the league is going through a cycle right now where all 8 teams are kind of going through the same cycle in the sense that a lot of seniors graduated last year. A lot of teams are playing a much younger lineup than they did last year, and it seems almost as though every program in the Patriot League is doing that. Can you remember a season that has been so much like this one where it seems like all 8 programs are kind of going through the same exact transition of going from a more senior-laden lineup to a younger lineup that's kind of evolving as everybody watches?
Yeah, no, I can't remember. I think that's probably the one of the keys to a team that's going to ultimately be most successful is how those kids develop. Because I think you just look at last year. I think it was a real special year for our league. 320 win teams. Very senior-laden, like you said, league with. I think it was 10 out of the 11, all league performers were seniors. So, a lot of changeover, and with that changeover and that youth comes some inexperience. And I think even the beginning of league play in January to the teams you're going to see at the end of February, you're probably going to see some very different teams as just kids get more confident and teams evolve. And we certainly, that's where I see us too. I think we're kind of an evolution in process, honestly, a team that's got the potential to be very good at the end of February, but's got a lot of growing to do between now and February.
And one of those teams that you're going to be taking on Saturdays, you open league play. The league opener for both is Holy Cross, taking on a coach that obviously you know very well, and he knows you pretty well from your battles over the years, Bill Gibbons and Holy Cross. Again, a team that has one senior starting a much younger lineup than they've had in the past. And just your impressions on what you've seen in scouting Holy Cross as you get ready for Saturday.
Yeah, I think a very talented team. I think a team that kind of reminds me of the Holy Cross of the years past. I think they've been a little bit down the last couple of years, but I think this is a team that's playing with a lot of confidence, has a lot of different weapons, doesn't rely on one player. Obviously Alex Smith is a tremendous shooter, but a lot of kids that can score the basketball, and they're playing confidently and playing within his system very confidently. And I think he's done a great job with them, and a pretty talented group, honestly. I mean, they've got a lot of weapons, and I think one of the things that make them tough is they've got pretty balanced scoring and balanced guard play and post play. They've got really, I've been impressed with their post players as well as their guards. So a lot of different things you got to stop for them.
Sue Troyan is the head women's basketball coach at Lehigh University, getting set for another slate of league games getting underway Saturday with Holy Cross coming to Stabler Arena. Coach, thank you very much for joining us on Patriot League All Access. We'll talk to you again down the line.
Okay, sounds great. Thanks so much, James.